Hello and welcome again to another episode from the Beach Gamer, talking about my retro gaming collection. This week we're on the 6th episode and we're going to be talking a lot about consoles, and this week it's going to be the top 10 of my favourite consoles of all time. So let's just establish a criteria here, make things a bit simpler. So the first criteria is basically, I love this so much. No handhelds. Handhelds are not present in this list. The second criteria is consoles I haven't played. Now, there are many consoles I haven't played, like this one, as I own. Unfortunately, I haven't got time to get around to the Atari Woody, but I will be doing it in the future. There's a few other consoles, great consoles out there that I haven't played. So this list will just basically be consoles that I have played. I've played many a consoles, so it's all good. And yeah, we'll move swiftly on to our number 11 bonus pick. Yeah, we'll be talking a little bit about that, and then we'll go straight into our top 10 as usual. Cheers.
It's doomed for centuries.
This place gives me the creeps. After you.
Classic. Anyway, let's start talking off. Before I go straight into this number 11 bonus pick, I just want to give a big shout out to all my Commodore 128 boys, yeah, and girls, obviously, who obviously this wouldn't have made the list because it's not a console, but I just thought I'd give it a shout out anyway because I love the Commodore 128. I also like the Commodore Spectrum, yeah. But unfortunately, being a computer, obviously didn't make the list, but I thought I'd get that out quickly. So, I'm just going to talk quickly about number 11 bonus pick. And that probably gives you a clue. This is Lara Croft, Tomb Raider: The Last Revelation. Now this is a game. I'm going to come to the console straight after. This is a game I've been trying ages to complete, and I still haven't completed it. And even when I tried to complete it, it was like I googled it and I still couldn't complete it. I got stuck on this one area in the middle of the game. So I must be really bad at games, but anyway, yeah, no, we'll come to the Dreamcast now. So this is obviously one of the games on the Dreamcast. The Sega Dreamcast itself is my number 11 bonus pick. The reason being, I've just played 10 consoles, really, that I found better. And this was the last, talk about the Dreamcast a little bit. So this was the last Sega released. It came out kind of around the time of the PlayStation 2. The Dreamcast really had no advertising. I didn't really see much about it anywhere. I think it was really Sega's last hope. It didn't sell well at all. And it had no DVD. And I'll just quickly show you. Also, if you look at it, this one here is actually quite yellowed. And, the PS2, didn't get any yellow in. I mean, it's this typical kind of... obviously happened with the SNESes, but it didn't have this kind of yellowing effect, and it made a weird noise as well. I don't know if anyone else had that problem with their Dreamcast, but God, it made a terrible racket. So the Dreamcast wasn't a popular success, but it does make it into my top, makes it to my number 11 bonus pick, and now we're going to go straight into our top 10 favourite consoles of all time. Cheers. Okay, so here we are, straight into the top 10, and we have the Sega Saturn, one of the hardest consoles to collect for, in at number 10. Okay, and straight into number 9, we've got the Nintendo GameCube. I used to play a bit of classic Super Mario Kart on this, but unfortunately it wouldn't go any higher than number 9. And in at number 8, we've got the old Stubbs the Zombie kicking on with the Xbox. Bill Gates' magical invention in at 8. And here we are, number 7. Quite a few will be surprised by this, how low this is, but old GoldenEye N64 hits this mark. And in at number 6, one of the first ever Nintendo Entertainment System released, and yep, good old Super Mario Bros. 3. And here we are with our bonus viewing, and in at number 5, we've got the Sega Master System 2, and we're going to show you a little bit of Sonic the Hedgehog on this one.
Okay, and continuing the Sega theme, straight in at number 4, we've got arguably Sega's greatest computer, and that's the Sega Mega Drive. And into number 3, and we've got one of the biggest selling video game consoles of all time, and that's the great Sony PlayStation 1. And in at number 2, wow, what do we have here? We have a question mark, and we have a box. And we're going to go straight back to me and explain what is number 2.
Okay, so number 2 with a question mark on a box. What can that mean? Well, I'll tell you what that means. That means we are into a tie situation and we need a little bit of a breakdown to see who comes out on top. Now, it's funny that I'm showing this game because this actually links the 2 games in question. Because this actual franchise of game, 3 of the games came out on one of the consoles, and 4 of this game came out on another console. So let's just quickly break down what didn't make the top 2. So clearly, if you're a PS3 fan and an Xbox 360 fan, you're going to be disappointed. But that's not retro, of course. It's got to be a retro console that makes it. And I'm sorry, Nintendo Wii fans, but unfortunately, your console did not make the top 2. One of the biggest selling consoles of all time, but myself, I've always been a kind of a controller gamer, always been hard on it. I wasn't a big fan of little Eric doing bowling up front of a camera. Nah, I like proper gaming, what I call proper gaming. Some people might argue that point, but yeah, much love to you Wii fans out there. But unfortunately, it didn't make my top 10. So yeah, the 2 consoles. So the game here I'm going to talk to you about, this is actually Mega Man X Command Mission. You might recognise it from the screen. And obviously Mega Man came out on the PlayStation 2 and the Super Nintendo. So let's go into the quick breakdown of the 2 consoles, which I hold dearest to myself. First of all, it would be the hardware. So the PlayStation 2 I thought was a really nice design. Came out with quite a few colours, a bit like the N64 did. Yeah, I think built-in DVD was a great thing at the time, and I think it had a lot of power for itself at the time. Where the Super Nintendo, I think, was also a 16-bit console. Was great, a nice little item. However, the box, the actual plastic on the box does bleach in the sun, so it did go this horrible yellowy colour from that nice original grey when it first came out. So yeah, I'd probably edge towards the PS2 on that one. The gaming libraries, PlayStation 2's got such an advanced gaming library, the biggest gaming library I know, and basically we got the SNES gaming library, which is like 4 times as less, but in my opinion, it's got more games that I think, like, it got a lot of RPGs and a lot of classic games on that SNES. PlayStation 2's also got some amazing games and a lot of great games, but probably 100 or 200 out of the 2,000 extras that were made. So I think if you're looking for quality, you're going for the PlayStation 2. If you're looking for quantity, you're going for the PlayStation 2, and quality, you're going for the Super Nintendo. But both consoles are really good on the gaming library front. I mean, you could argue for either or. And then you've got the old like the game lengths. I mean, the Super Nintendo games were pretty short and sweet. I don't think, obviously, a cartridge probably couldn't hold the information of a CD. So if you wanted a real long blast, definitely the PlayStation 2, where you can get like 100, 200 hour games. I'm kind of like that. I mean, there are a lot of gamers out there who just like who don't like playing that amount of time in the game. That's fair enough. That's just personal preference. And then we come to the graphics. At the time, I think the Super Nintendo had the better graphics if you compare them to the kind of time periods they came out in. The Super Nintendo had Donkey Kong Country 3. I think this raised the bar hugely on graphics, on all gaming. And like Donkey Kong Country 3 came out and you just thought, wow, this is good. And that's still probably better than some of the graphics on most PlayStation 2 games, to be fair. So, but the PlayStation 2 graphics weren't bad. There were a lot of good, like FMVCs and stuff like that. But yeah, I tend towards the edge towards SNES on the graphics front. Then you've got accessories. You had a lot of quirky things for both things. You've got like vests, I think, and super scopes for the Super Nintendo, and you got really quirky controllers, like a chainsaw controller came out for the Resident Evil ones on the PS2, and then you had like Guitar Hero SingStars, like microphones, guitars and stuff. So they were all pretty neat inventions and opened up more of a kind of eye-opener on the accessories front. So both had really great accessories, can't really split them on that front. And then it's just love, really. Love in terms of sales and advertising. I think the PlayStation 2 wins here. It had more sales. It had such a great advertising campaign. It was huge when it came out. SNES was still really good. I think Nintendo did a good job. But I think the PlayStation 2 just had so much backing behind it and that. And also, on Ranker at the moment, I think the PlayStation 2 is the #1 console, and I think Super Nintendo is #3 at the moment. I mean, I know these are just opinions, but it also confirms the sales, whereas I think the PS2 sold about 150 million, was it? Consoles, and that's definitely the highest, just ahead of the Nintendo DS, I think it is. So yeah, both consoles I absolutely love. To be honest, there's lots of pros and lots of more negatives both. And I can't make a decision because I love both consoles so much, and I play both consoles still. So maybe you can help me in the comment section. Tell me which you think is the best between the two. I can weigh it up. So that is why I'm going to say my #1 is the PlayStation 2 and the Super Nintendo jointly in a tie for first place. So yeah, that is the end of the video, and hopefully you all enjoyed it. And I want you to hopefully we'll be back again next time with another episode. Peace out.